Okay, gang, sadly, here we are again. Another video lesson. Sure was hoping I'd be seeing y'all's faces by now. This is driving me nuts. But anyway, some exciting news for you. We've got an amazing administration at this school, and our wonderful principal has decided that from here on out, for the rest of the school year, that we only have to do weekly AMIs. So I was like super excited about that because I know that an everyday AMI is hard for everybody. It's hard for me, it's hard for you, and we don't want to be stressed out any more than we have to be. So what I decided we're going to do with our weekly AMIs is go back and revisit the main idea of Algebra 2, which I told you all year long that our main point in Algebra 2 is quadratics. And so throughout the year, we learned lots of different ways to solve quadratics. You know, there was factoring, there was the quadratic formula, there was taking square roots, all that type of stuff. So what we're going to do each week is revisit one of those methods. Now, whatever the method that week is, that's how you'll have to do your assignment. Even if you're a favorite factorer like me, and we happen to be doing quadratic formula that week, you have to use quadratic formula. If you're a favorite quadratic formula, but we're doing factoring that week, then you got to do it by factoring, and you got to show your work using the right method. I'm not going to give you very many problems because we've done it before, but I want you to know that this is important, and this is important moving on into whatever math class you're going to take in the future. Okay? So today, or this week, this will be AMI week 4. That's how I need you to label your assignment that I give you at the end of this. We're going to solve quadratic equations by factoring. Okay? So on the assignment that we'll have at the end of this, you have to do it by factoring. No options on that. Got to show your work, and I'm going to review you here, but then you'll do the assignment like I do it, by factoring this time. Okay? So let's say we have x squared minus 4x minus 5, where'd my minus sign go there, is equal to 0. Okay, and we're told to solve this quadratic. Remember, just some review about a quadratic real fast. I probably won't do this every week, but some review about a quadratic. It's quadratic because its highest power is squared. That gives it the name quadratic. That means its graph is a parabola. So what you're actually finding when you solve this parabola is the two places or one place or no places that it will cross the x-axis. That's what you're actually finding here. We can do this by factoring. Luckily, our a, remember standard form, ax squared bxc, our a is a 1. Okay, so what we do to start factoring a trinomial, you take your a, 1 times c, negative 5. These are the steps you're going to have to go through when you're doing this on your assignment. And now I got to find what two numbers multiply to give me a product of negative 5, but add to give me a sum of my b, which in this case is negative 4. Well, negative 5 doesn't have a whole lot of factors. It can be 1 and negative 5, or it could be negative 1 and 5. I need which pair of those adds to give me a negative 4. 1 plus negative 5, ding, 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 that adds to give me negative 4. So that's the pair of factors that I'm going to use. So I'm going to break this down as x, my 1's positive, so I'm going to say plus 1, and x, my 5 is negative, so I'm going to say minus 5. So now I've got my factors. All I got to do to finish solving here is set each of those equal to 0 and then solve them. So I've got those two possible solutions. Now, what you got to do every time is go back and check them to see if they're going to work. So I'm going to take negative 1 back here. Negative 1 squared is 1. So let me get a different color so I can follow along as I do that. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1. Negative 4, that minus sign there, negative 4 times negative 1 makes a plus 4. Minus 5, does that equal 0? 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. So 0 equals 0. That's true. So that one works. Okay. What about my 5? Let me get a new color and try my 5. Plug a 5 in there. 5 squared is 25. Negative 4 times 5 makes that a minus 20. And then I got minus 5, and it's supposed to equal 0. 25 minus 20 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. So that's good. So for my final answer on this, x is equal to -1 and 5. If either one of these had made this be a false statement, like if it said 7 equals 0, throw it out. That's dumb. But there's your two answers on that. Okay? Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you only 4 of these to do for your assignment today. But they all have to be done by factoring. All right, let me get us a new page here. You're going to label this assignment as AMI week 4. You're solving by factoring. Let me erase that and put the solving in there because it's different. I mean, you could do both. That's a different set of directions. We want to solve by factoring. So we don't just want the factors. We want the zeros. We want the solutions. Okay? So first one I got for you here, number 1, says x squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now I'm looking, number 2 says x squared minus x minus 42 is equal to 0. Number 3, x squared minus 3x minus 28 is equal to 0. And the last one, number 4, where'd it go? There it is. X squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay? Alright, so get those knocked out.